no matter where you are, and good day. Uh, Cade Millefalchi, and welcome to the show with myself, Derek Warfield, and the Young Wolf Tones. This is our 32nd show, is that correct?
31.
31.
31.
Yes.
31
31.
shows. And we could have never foreseen that we'd be singing every week for 31 weeks through, and thanks to Mr. Zoom. But that's been the case. It's been afforded us a wonderful opportunity to keep in contact with our fans and friends around the world. So we're very grateful to Mr. Zoom, but we also miss the live performances of traveling around because, as you probably know, we have been a traveling band for the last 16 years, and it's a way of life, and it's also bringing our music to communities across Ireland, across Europe, and across the world, across America, and across Canada. So, but here tonight, we have a wonderful show lined up for you, and great songs, and we're starting off by singing a great ballad, "The Streets of New York," which is an iconic song that connects Ireland with New York through the dedication of many of our exiles and immigrants who filled the ranks of the police force of that city. Many of them indeed gave their lives in the law enforcement down through the years. Many of those young men that I knew in my first visits to New York became some of my closest and best friends. And this song is always a dedication to their community and to their job and their commitment indeed to see that New York was a good place to live. So here's "The Streets of New York," and Milo, you're singing it. I know it's your favorite song, so sing away.
Sing away. Okay, here we go. All right.
I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell, and remember all is not what it seems to be. For there's fellas what cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, and mind yourself well. Will you give this sweet note to me brother? At the time Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. Me father, the youngest, he looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send a lad over, me old fella said sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I've spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of the pound. Sure, maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy when a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement, and I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the short parkway through the flatlands of Brooklyn to my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day, Uncle Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. So I phoned up the old fella and told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes, and he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget, be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nelly's beside Fordham Road, started to learn about lifting the load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December 'cause me old fella died, and to borrow the money from Phil on the side, and sure all the bright flowers and grass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of my father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth, and into my bag stuck a handful of earth. And I boarded a plane, and I caught me a train, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I set foot in Dublin. The kids know to use the correct knife and fork. But I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. La 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 la. La 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 la
Great stuff there, Milo. You did a great job on that, and that's
Thanks, Derek.
the best tribute we can pay to all our American friends. To wish them a belated happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there celebrating. I'm sure you had a great day yesterday, so we'd like to pay a tribute to all of the past and present members of the NYPD Pipes and Drum Band, and for all the wonderful appreciation that they've given to our heritage through their band over the years. And thanks to them. And that song is our tribute to their commitment to their country, to their city, and to their community. Thanks, Milo, for singing the song. Welcome, Andre.
No problem, Derek. Thank you.
Yes, and we have a few
Great job.
online there. And glad to see Andreas is online, and I know he was having...
Hello. Sorry for the start as normal.
Yes. How are you?
Just letting the nationwide know that Vodafone is down, just in case you're wondering, and I had to move premises. So I'm now down as Kathy Durkin, but that's me ma.
So, what's happened, Mr. Vodafone? Did he have a heart attack?
Well, we don't know. He's gone since 6 o'clock and nobody can find him.
Well, that's you should change to Mr. Zoom, tell them.
I think he's still out celebrating the Cavan win, which we'll get to later on.
Yes, I was waiting for you to bring up, just in case you don't know, those of you that are watching in America, around the world, Cavan won the Ulster Championship for the first time in about 28 years or 27 years. And of course, it's great celebrations because of the fact that the 4 teams that won the provincial championships are the same 4 teams.
It's getting very warm in here, Derek. It's getting warm in here.
Who are you playing next?
Very warm.
Who are you playing next, Andreas?
Yeah, lovely weather there, Cormac.
But they're the same 4 teams that won the provincial championships in 1920. It's scary to think that the same 4 teams won, the same 4 counties. Mayo won the Connacht Championship. Tipperary, who haven't won a Munster Championship for about 70 years, they won the Munster Championship. The Dubs, of course, won their 10th championship. And of course, Cavan, as we all know, from Andreas.
First time in 23 years.
23
wow.
years.
Well done. Well done.
It's unreal.
And that's great. We'll be talking about that later on. But I'll hand you over to you, Damaris. I'm sure you have lots of
people
good
online
wishes.
there. Good evening there to Deirdre. Geraldine is watching in. Happy Friday. Pat O'Halloran, how you doing, Pat? Mossy Power is watching in. How you doing, Mossy? Kathy and Clint are watching in there from Arizona. Terry Durkin is watching in from Kentucky.
Hello, Terry.
Says we make our Fridays. That's very nice.
Lovely.
Mandy is watching in. She says she can't believe we're on week 31. We can't really believe it ourselves. David Fitzpatrick is watching in. Fair play, David. Kay Whelan,
How are you, Dave?
Andreas, and Cormac is watching in. Fair play, Cormac.
You're very welcome.
Cormac's dad is watching as well.
Yeah, how are you, Dad? Thanks.
Mossy says Cavan won the Ulster and didn't have to pay for tickets to the match.
I know, it was great.
Linda O'Hara is watching in for Northants. She said she hopes that we can go over as soon as COVID bogs off. Bill McCormick says greetings and God bless. So Mary's watching in there from Detroit, and she tunes in every week. Fair play to you, Mary. And Linda says up Mayo. Mary Hackett is watching in. How you doing, Mary? And Harry Hackett is watching as well. So John Hickey is watching in with Paul Green. How you doing, John Hickey?
Hello, John.
How are you, Hickey?
Dave Dunn is
Paul.
watching, the good old Dave Dunn, a great singer himself.
Man.
Donna is watching in from St. Pete's. She says, happy Friday. Mike Palmer says, let's get a fiddle on here. So good to see you every Friday. Mandy Kemp says her granddaughter Shanice is watching in. Leslie's watching in from Tampa, Florida. Mary Hackett is watching in, is there again. And Hillary is watching in from Limavady, County Derry.
Hillary.
Yes.
As Mrs. Brown would call her, Hillary.
Randy was saying that 1 year yesterday he saw us at the Buffalo Irish Centre, and he hopes to see us there next year.
And I have to tell you that we've already talked to the people, talked to Mary Hennigan, who has a very, very famous shop selling all Irish goods in Buffalo. And I talked to her a couple of days ago, and we rescheduled our performance at the Buffalo Irish Centre for the same day next year. I think it's the 25th of November. So we look forward to that. And Buffalo's always been a great town for appreciation of Irish music and songs. So we look forward to going back again. Go ahead, Damaris.
Okay, next song, Derek.
Is the Boys of Kilmichael, and there's Eddie Kane playing guitar is a local lad here that lives not very far from where we live, and he's taught music by Damaris on the banjo. He's a wonderful musician, loves the songs, and we got together to sing a ballad that's very appropriate for this weekend, The Boys of Kilmichael, commemorating the volunteers who defeated the Black and Tans back on the 28th day of November back in 1920, 100 years ago. So here's the song. We got together just to sing it. The quality of the sound is not studio, but it's certainly there with passion. And Damaris and Eddie Kane, a wonderful lad that has a great, great future ahead of him, singing and performing music. Enjoy.
When we honor in song and story all the names of Pearson McBride, whose names are illumined in glory by the martyrs who long since have died. Forget not the boys of Kilmichael, those brave lads so gallant and true, who fought neath the green flag of Erin, and they conquered the red, white and blue. Send peers to the boys of Kilmichael, who fear not the might of the foe. The day that they marched into battle, and they laid all the Black and Tans low. On the 28th day of November, all the Tans left the town of Macroom. They were seeking to cross the tender, which led them right into their doom. They were out on the road to Kilmichael, and they never expected to stop. But they met with the boys from the column, who made a clean sweep at them all. Then here's to the boys of Kilmichael, who fear not the might of the foe. eagerly waiting, sailed into the spot where we lay. Then over the hills came an echo, the peal of the rifle and gun, and the flames from the lorries brought tidings that the boys of the column had won. Oh, here's to the boys of Kilmarnock, who fear not the might of the foe. The day that they marched into battle, and they laid all the black and tans low. All the lorries were out before twilight, and high over Dunmanway town. Our banners in triumph were waving, just to show that the times had gone down. So we gathered our rifles and bayonets, and soon left the glen so secure. But we never grew ready till we halted at the faraway camp in Glenmore. So here's to the boys of Kilmarnock, who fear not the might of the foe. The day that they marched into battle, and they laid all the black and tans low. Then here's to the boys of Kilmarnock, who fear not the might of the foe. The day that they marched into battle, and they laid all the black and tans low.
Yeah, great job, guys. Well done, Eddie.
Mighty stuff. Well done.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
stuff.
And that's young Eddie Kane there from up around down Robertstown and County Kildare. A great singer, wonderful young man with a great passion for his music. And thanks to him for joining us for that. It's a great song that remembers. And remembering that back in 1920, the Black and Tans and English Authority, they were out of control in Ireland, murdering innocent people all over the country. And of course, the only people that were confronting them were volunteers. And those volunteers are the men that we're singing about in that song, to remind you all. So thanks indeed for listening. And God bless all of those men who indeed preserved their self-respect by taking the actions that they did. And we remember them today with pride. So I'll hand you over to you, Damaris. The boys of Kilmichael remembered.
Yes, Denise said happy Black Friday, guys. Thanks for the boys at Kilmichael. That's from Denise down in Faban. And Wayne Reddy was online there. He said he's looking forward to rebooking the Lost March 20th date in Toronto from last year. So we're looking forward to being there and rebooking the date. So yes, next song.
Oh yeah, coming up, we have a beautiful song from Wayne, and Wayne is a part-time member of the band that has stood in and played on many of our shows here in Ireland while Cormac has been locked down in America. Wayne is, again, a wonderful young man with a passion for music that you don't find in all musicians. He just loves Irish tradition and every aspect of it, the sentiments that it expresses. And he joined us in Kennedy Castle for a few songs, and one of them was the beautiful song Grace. And I think perhaps this song is the finest tribute you could pay to a couple that show the world what love is. They love their country, they loved liberty and freedom, and they loved each other. And they were married in Kilmaine in prison. And of course, the O'Maras wrote this beautiful song in tribute to that love. It's all about love. And here's the great song, and Wayne to sing it, Grace. Thank you very much indeed, boys and girls, and you're very welcome. We have a wonderful treat for you in this next song. In Irish history, there are wonderful love stories, and perhaps one of the most beautiful love stories is the love that was shared between Grace Gifford and Joseph Plunkett. They loved Ireland, and they loved liberty and freedom, and they loved each other. And they shared that love right until the very end. As many of you know, Joseph Plunkett was one of the men who signed our Declaration of Independence. he was sentenced to death. And hours before he was executed, Grace Gifford married him in Kilmainham Prison Chapel. It's a wonderful story of love and dedication to the cause of Ireland and the freedom and liberty of our people. They devoted their life to each other and of course to the people of Ireland. But here to sing this beautiful song is Wayne, and I'll ask you all to cherish the love that is at the very foundation of our state. Grace.
As we gathered in the chapel here in Old Kilmainham jail, I think about these last few weeks, or would they say we failed? From our school days they have taught us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger, and take me out at dawn, and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love of this dear land. But when Padraig called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, to him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger, and take me out at dawn, and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now who has the dawn? It's breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts would be with you. And I'll write the words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger, and take me out at dawn, and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
Lovely, Wayne.
Great stuff. Well done, Wayne. Well done, all. Beautiful.
Oh, mighty.
Yeah, it's a great song, and thanks to him there. And Damaris, see, you have something special for us next, yes?
Oh yes, big
Woo!
shout out there to Martin Barber. He's only 30 shopping days left till Christmas. Oh Jesus!
Well, I went out shopping today.
Yeah.
I went on Black Friday shopping today.
Yes. They do it online, Andreas? Or
No, I went in to look for something. They said, sure, come on in, it's Cavan, you might as well come in and spend your money.
Yes.
So, of course, I went in and spent my money.
Have you got that in camera?
I do. Well, actually, it's actually CCTV.
Tony Ennis said that was his favourite song since the Thailand days with Cormac.
Oh, good man, Tony. Yes, yes. He always
Yes.
loved that song. Fair play,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Good lad.
Well, you have a real job. Cormac, how has it been
Yes.
going for you out in America? How has it been going?
The gigs are going great, Derek. Yeah, they're going great. The crowds are good. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. The
And you're
gigs are going
staying safe.
good.
That's wonderful.
I'm-
Yeah, keep it
I'm
up.
Staying safe. I will
Yeah.
indeed. Thanks, Derek.
We're still waiting on our checks, Cormac.
It's on the way, Andreas.
Yeah, it'd be great
on the
to
way.
get it in this time of need.
Jim's online. He said there's only 30 shoplifting days left.
Yeah.
Good man. Yeah.
You have something special for us tomorrow. Something special there.
New video coming up. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh,
Lovely.
Surprise.
Oh, God.
Happy song.
Oh,
Let me just-
that's me.
As I rode out to Dublin City at the hour of 12 of the night, we should have seen but the Spanish lady washing her feet by candlelight. First she washed them, then she dried them over a fire of amber coals. In all my life I ne'er did see a maid so sweet about the souls. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. He stopped to look, but the watchman saw me and he said, young fella, the night is late. Along with you home, or I'll wrestle you straight way through the bridewell gate. I blew a kiss to the Spanish lady, hot as the fire of amber coals. In all my life I ne'er did see a maid so sweet about the souls. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Now she's no mutt for a puddle squaddy with her ivory comb and her mantle fine. She make a wife for the provost marshal, drunk on brandy or claret wine. I got a look from the Spanish lady, hot as the fire of amber coals. And all my life I ne'er did see a maid so sweet about the souls. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. As I went out to Dublin City as the hour of dawn was o'er, we should have seen but the Spanish lady, I was weary and footsore. First she coaxed me, then she chid me, and she laughed at my sad plight. And all my life I ne'er did see a maid so sweet as on that night. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Whack for the tooraloora laddie, whack for the tooraloora lay. Paris coast. Up and around be the cluster diamond, and home by Napper Tandy's house.
Old age has laid her hand on me, cold as a fire of a she-coal. But where is the lovely Spanish lady, neat and sweet about the soul?
Whack for the tour-a-loora laddie, whack for the tour-a-loora lay. Whack for the tour-a-loora laddie, whack for the tour-a-loora laddie, whack for the tour-a-loora laddie, whack for the tour-a, whack for the tour-a, whack for the tour-a-loora laddie.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Well done. What a dancer.
What a
Thanks,
dancer.
thanks.
Gina's gone up. She's gone up to play in with the Lord of the Dance, I think, in China.
To what?
Yeah,
In China.
yeah. So she's there's still things happening out in China. Maybe you get a gig out there. You never know.
Absolutely, I'm game. I'm game.
Let's go. Let's go.
But that's the Spanish lady, and I think well, those of you followers of my career and will know that back in the early '60s, when the old band, when the Wolf Tones, when we first recorded our first song was the Spanish Lady, and it was recorded on the Fontana label, and we recorded that song in London back in 1964. We were all very excited with a great passion for music, and but it was nice to record it again, and you know, it's a great song, an old Dublin song, and I was it was nice, and thanks indeed to Jane, and the best of luck to her in China. I hope I know she will get a wonderful reception with the Irish dance, and there's the Lord of the Dance she's gone with.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So they'll have a great time over there in China, telling all the people about the lovely traditions we have here in Ireland. So back to you, Damaris.
Okay, next song. Lots of people enjoyed that, by the way. Some people have said it really gladdened their heart. So
Well, that didn't gladden our hearts as well.
Well, we'll have to gladden the hearts now of all the Celtic supporters. Things that they got an awful hammered in
we
there.
had a request for this as well already. Somebody was looking for it. So
Yeah, with the Celtic got the pace and but you know, it's important, and I've known the Celtic fans during the Woods drafts and famines of bad results. They were always good saying, and here's the song to remind you all of the wonderful heritage of song and music that's part of the club, and it's something that we're all very, very proud of. And I want to thank the folks at Dunbarton Radio. They interviewed me a while ago, and they put it out there recently about the origins and starts of the Wolf Tones and our careers, and how when we first went to Glasgow to play in the Apollo, and my memories of it. I was delighted to do that. But here's to all our friends and fans across in Glasgow is a great song written by Brian, the Celtic Symphony, and Cormac, it's your turn to give it a blast.
Lovely. Enjoy.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at a comment that somebody put up. Go on.
Trust you to find it, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'll save it after the show, right?
what was the comment, Andreas?
Jim said that she was taking all our masks to China.
To sell them.
And when they were doing Lord of the Dance, they'll all have a mask on them on stage.
You like my beardy mask?
Oh, me Jesus.
You like that one?
Oh, very nice, yes.
Oh, God. Hit that video.
You like that?
Very good, Cormac. Very good.
Yeah.
I'll have to send
Cormac.
that to Jim.
Yes. Gina's she's checking into the hotel now, Mr. and Mrs. Low Key.
God. Good luck.
It was far across the sea when the devil got a hold of me. He couldn't set me free, so he kept me sold for ransom. Na 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 na.
But I could see his evil eye. Instead he took me to right, take me to your paradise. I want to see the jungle. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle. That's where the lions sleep. For them those evil eyes, they have a place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall. As the sun was going down, I see graffiti on the wall of the Celts, graffiti on the wall, and for magic, graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall. And it says, up the ra, say up the ra, up the ra, say up the ra, up the ra, say up the ra. Up the ra, say up the ra, up the ra, say up the ra, up the ra, say up the ra, and go. That we did see was noted for the week. We're waltzing with the natives.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So technical issues there.
Yes,
but
we
I
have.
think we're trying to solve
Yes.
them.
Yeah, there's we have a technical problem, folks, with the stream. So our technicians are getting to work there to see if we can resolve it. But in the meanwhile, we just, I'm sure you have some requests there, Damaris. Whoever, have we got any?
Margaret is gone there. I think she's.
Well, she's on mute, but I think she's probably
I don't
trying
know
to
if
solve the problem.
If you want to talk about the maybe Admiral William Brown, Derek, about.
Oh yes, well I tell you, we're coming up next. Our next song actually was after Celtic tried to cheer up the Celtic fans and to let them know that one loss doesn't make it doesn't make the club. It's bigger than that, and I'm sure there's brighter days ahead for the club. But our next song is going to be from Andreas and Galway to Graceland, but also, of course, the sporting world. We mentioned the All Ireland, the Gaelic Football Championship here, but also the loss of the great Argentinian Maradona has been a huge shock to everybody. And of course, he was such a imposing man on the pitch, such a brilliant player. I was happy to have seen him perform and to play. And I suppose he represents all in the character of Argentine people, that he was passionate about his game. He loved the game. He loved playing for his country. He was proud of the country. He was an extraordinary, had extraordinary ability on the field. You couldn't dispossess him. And I think he found himself, he won a place in the hearts of all sports people around the world. By his wonderful action. And also, I think with great players like himself and Pele, they were unselfish when it came to performing on the field. They were able to share their ability with so many of their teammates. So I think Maradona in many ways represented the whole character of that great country, which I was very proud to go down and perform in there 2 years ago. And in fact, we should have been back this year performing in Buenos Aires and surrounding cities. And please God, we look forward to playing there next year in 2021. I'll hand it over to you, Mila, maybe, or if you want to add something to that.
Yeah, okay. We had I know a lot of people were wondering, was it the technical issue? Someone said they were about to throw their laptop out the window, so we're delighted you didn't do that anyway.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Hold on to it.
Yeah. So apologies for that. I think Damaris is working on it there now.
Yeah, but I think there's a wider problem here in Ireland at the moment because Mr. Vodafone is down. There might be a bigger problem.
Yes, I think there could be a national issue because whether it's me or anyone else, but I know Vodafone is down since 6 o'clock. Yes. So now in saying that, 3 obviously is working because I'm using Facebook on my phone to follow the show, so it's obviously still up and running.
Yes.
But there's always better things to talk about, like Cavan, you know. So
yes. Yeah, and sadly we don't have a song about Cavan, but we're going to play 5 in a row, a song that I wrote for the.
Just wonderful, Derek. Just wonderful. Absolutely. I think there could be a national cut right now. Hold on. I think there's a national cut.
I think no. I'm going to put together a song for Cavan, and I've just started. In fact, it's called 1 in a Row.
There'll only be a verse and a chorus in it there.
Cormac, you just sit back there now and no comments, please. When we're talking about Cavan, can I just make a mention? There's a book out this week for all the people in Ireland and even abroad. You can get it online. My former headmaster here in Ballinya School just so happened to coincide with the Ulster final, launched a book on the gallant John Joe.
Oh, very good.
Cavan's most famous son when it came to football. He captained the All-Ireland team in 1947 and beyond, and he died at a young age of 34 in 1950. I think it was the early 50s, but you can read about it in the book. Yeah. But it's called The Gallant John Joe. Derek, I have this in your Christmas stocking. It's okay, you can give me the €20 later on. But
yes, but will you tell George? Will you tell George to sign it? Because I like.
I will. Well, funny enough, Derek, I'm on the ball because that's going to be done. So you're very. Oh, geez, I'll tell you, you're not slow, is this?
Yes. So but I used to know a couple of people that used to sing that song. There's a song, The Gallant John Joe. You'd have to learn it. You'd have to learn The Gallant John Joe. Yes, yeah.
I will.
And I will definitely put together a little poem for next week for Cavan.
Ahead of the All-Ireland. That'd be great, Derek.
Yes, so that's something. And of course, the great fact about Cavan is that anyone will tell you that our counties that are passionate about their sport, but we all know that in Cavan, the people there have an unconditional support for their teams and for their clubs. And there's nothing that excites the passions of Cavan people more than indeed the county final. And of course, they see the county team represented and winning an Ulster Championship was a wonderful day for all Cavan people. And sadly, you couldn't celebrate it the way you would like, isn't that right?
That's correct. And even to add on that, in 1997 when Cavan won the Ulster final the last time, I actually was in New York, so I missed the last one, and because of COVID, me along with everyone else missed this one. So I'm hoping down the road that I will get an opportunity to witness an Ulster final win in the near future again.
Twice you didn't have to pay anyway, so you're all right.
Oh no, hold on, let me give you that. No, I had to pay it the first time because you had to pay it to the bar.
Yes, yeah.
Well done, good man.
And of course, the other finalists are Mayo, and of course Mayo have had so many defeats and coming to perform in semi-finals that it must be heartbroken for many of the players. I don't think Mayo have won an All Ireland since 1952.
That's
So,
correct. Yeah.
yeah, and Tipperary haven't won an All Ireland, I don't think, since 1920.
Wow.
They beat Dublin in 1920. So, I mean, everyone is shocked. And I said to a good friend of mine recently, talking during the week, it's very scary to think that you would have never, what odds would you have gotten that the four same counties would represent the four same provinces 100 years later? You would have got unbelievable odds. And of course,
absolutely huge.
You couldn't write that. You couldn't write that.
No, you couldn't. It's scary. I mean,
yeah, it is scary. Yeah, yeah.
And it's unbelievable that those four counties are to represent the provinces again this year.
Well, Cavan and Tipperary, if just on the weekend alone, Cavan and Tipperary were 50-1 for the two of them to win.
Wow.
Yes, and Donegal were 14-1 on. So you had to put 14 euro on to win €1.
Yes.
So that'll give you the extreme mountain that Cavan supposedly had, but it was far from it.
Yeah.
So,
but you know, it's a wonderful thing because, as you probably know, the sport lifts the country. It lifts people's attitude. It reminds them, indeed, of their place in community, and all that's happened with them, like over the last 9 months with the COVID, and that. It's a wonderful release for people's passion to be able to get excited about the football. And I'm sure people in Tipperary are just as happy because it's an extraordinary thing to see Tipperary. I expected all the Tipperary footballers there the other week when I watched them to come out with holies in their hand.
Actually, they did. They had them in their pockets, Derek. They didn't need to use them.
Yes, because they're so. I mean, they're so accustomed to seeing the Tipperary hurling team, seeing the same jerseys kicking football is almost it's almost something not right about it. I know. Yeah.
But just speaking, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to say something that mightn't be too pleasing to a lot of people, but me, along with maybe a few others, were a bit concerned about the GA going ahead this year, when it comes to inter-county because of the COVID. Maybe we should all just sit back and let this thing go through and try and deal with it. But when it comes to funerals, when it comes to shopping for the elderly people during COVID, when it comes to anything, the GA are always there, no matter what, whether it be at club level, county level. And you know what? Not just because Cavan won. I think overall, having the inter-county season go ahead, and to be a knockout stage, has brought everybody through the last 5 weeks. And I think yourselves and anyone that watching will agree with me on that. So
yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah. And again, not because Cavan, obviously it's a bonus on my end, and Tipperary's end, but. Yeah. I think it's overall it was a good decision, and here we are.
Yeah, but it brings communities together, and also, and the blessing is today that we can actually do this through the Zoom, and we can talk to each other. We may have technical problems like we have tonight. That's to be expected after 31 weeks. We had we'd 1 week that we couldn't get on altogether, and Mr. Zoom has been very good, really technically. We
must talk about that week, Derek, because you actually were off shopping. You actually didn't turn up. That's why we weren't on.
Yes, I wish that was the case. Now I'm sorry to say it was like tonight a technical issue. I'm sure it's a miracle indeed that we can do these things because if this had happened even 10 years ago, it wouldn't be possible for us to keep communication together. It wouldn't be possible to play our music and have it shared with so many people around the world. So we can do that now thanks to the technocrats and technology and people like Milo and Maris, who are essentially our people on loan from NASA.
What's the rent like, Derek?
Well, I often marvel at the things they can do with the gadgets, and but the thing is that we're able to do it and communicate, because that's always been a big part of our our performances around the world. And when we go around the world, we play music, we bring indeed joy to so many people. We bring the heritage, we bring the stories about Ireland, we relate the loves indeed of for our sport, for our music and for our dance, and it's a wonderful thing. And of course, the Irish people are scattered all over because of our past colonial history. They were disposed, and dispossessed and sent around the world. But there's a good side to that, because when they went abroad, they brought their heritage and traditions with them. And that was the wonderful thing. And that enriched the societies in which they went to live. So our diaspora around the world have been a source of tremendous tremendous passion for our traditions, and they've really preserved a lot of our traditions because they could do so back in the 19th century without fear of any retribution, because under English rule, as you know, and we all know, none of our traditions were given any value, and no artistic appreciation. So our immigrants in America were able to preserve those traditions, and of course evidence of that is the wonderful rise of the Clancy brothers. Michael Flatley, with all his great dance, he came from America, brought the appreciation for dance from America to Ireland. Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
and of course yourself, Derek, you can't forget about yourselves. You know, you guys,
absolutely,
without a doubt, were one of the, you know, after the Clancy brothers and the likes, you guys were the next, and continued it, and you know, and there's young ones even like ourselves continuing it today. So it is a huge thing over the last century or whatever.
Well, it's great to be able to do it, you know, as well, isn't it?
What's that, Cormac? Yeah, Cormac.
Keeping the history going and the songs going. I mean, I'm sure, like myself, Andreas, Damaris, Milo, like it's a privilege to play with you and sing with you and to bring those songs and carry the songs and keep them going, you know, because that's the facts of Ireland, and it's great to bring them songs forward and keep doing it. So, you know.
Well, I've always considered, like, I remember speaking to a lot of people in America, and they said, why, a few years ago, you know, why you continue and why you're not retiring with your feet up? And I said, well, you know, our tradition is more than just music. It's there's a lot in there because of our history. It's music, it's song. It's also indeed the reminder of our heritage, of our great language, of our great musical traditions that go back centuries. And this is all embraced in our musical heritage. There are very few countries that have that. And I realized that when you travel abroad, that other countries that didn't have that. There are certain countries that have something similar, but we have a unique, indeed, heritage of music, song, and dance, and it's a very powerful one, and it's also a really ancient one, as a country is too. So it's for me, it's been a pleasure, and I remember talking to Paddy Clancy about this, and I think we shared the same love, and so did Tommy Makem, Lord rest him. He was very passionate about the value on our traditions and our heritage, and what it did particularly for our exiles. We'll never know. We never know what we owe to our music, because it defined us as a race. It brought respect to us abroad. It enhanced communities that we went to live in. It gave a new spirit to communities because of of the way we share our music with people.
And we see that when we're on tour, Derek, a lot. When we pull up to these venues, it's just a sea of green of Irish people that have come over years before, and they really come out in their drove, you know, to show their appreciation, to catch the likes of yourself and ourselves performing for them, you know, which is fantastic.
Yeah. I think, you know, and it's particularly great because like over the years, we, you know, our musical tradition, our tradition of dance and our tradition of traditional music didn't have any really until very recently have in institutions to protect that and to propagate it. So it was left largely to ordinary people to preserve it. And I think the dance is a very, very good example of that, because I remember when I growing up, everybody in Inchicore went to Mrs. Kane for dancing, learned a couple of steps, and
yes, right.
some. You probably went there yourself.
I should have gone there more so. I should have.
But comment, did you get any dancing lessons, Andreas? No.
I did.
I didn't. No,
I did.
Yeah.
Did
you?
I
didn't actually need them, but I did.
I know Damaris did. Damaris got dancing lessons.
Oh, good girl, Damaris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
You'll have to show us
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes. Yeah. And I think everybody got a few steps.
I think everybody did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We all did.
Yeah. But I must say to all our viewers and listeners, I'm sure many of you got bored of me talking about the importance of our music and song. But we have a technical issue with and we think it's not just ourselves. We think it's probably a nationwide problem with Mr. Technical Business.
Vodafone.
Yes, Mr. Vodafone. But we're trying to sort it out. We may not be able to do that. But we had a wonderful song coming up for you. We had Galway to Graceland coming up next. We had William Brown for all our friends in Argentina. The song that I wrote for William Brown, of course, who was born in Mayo. And he was probably the best known Irishman in Argentina. He's even better known than myself. But William Brown has a fantastic monument to him in Argentina. And it's a beautiful, and respect and appreciation shown to many of our exiles who were totally committed. The one thing I found traveling, and it's a very simple thing, when Irish people found the freedoms and liberties in these countries, they were so delighted and proud to be able to live their lives in freedom away from the terror that was English rule here in this country, and that they were always forced to preserve that freedom in the countries in their adopted lands, in America and Argentina. They were always forced to put forward their people to preserve the freedom that they got, because we were really the only nation in Europe that knew the reality of English terror and in the 18th and 19th century here in this country, and that was exercised on the people. So when they went abroad, they were determined that was not going to follow them. And I think that's probably something that I've learned from speaking to many of our diaspora over the years, not just in America, but indeed in many other parts of the world. I think in this generation, Irish people are beginning to realize that our Irish race that live abroad are a very powerful resource for our country, and the borders of Ireland doesn't stop, and the island of Ireland, it is much greater and much bigger outside the country. Maris, how are we getting on?
I think we're doing okay. I think I'm back. I think my technical problems are over for a minute anyway, so.
Good job. Well done.
Great to have you back.
Big round of applause.
Yay! Hey!
And meanwhile, we've lost Milo.
Milo's probably stuck on the computer.
He's holding it together there.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Holding things together.
Yeah. So have we got Galway to Graceland?
I think I have, yes. I'll give it a laugh anyway.
But it's a beautiful song from Andreas, and remembering all the great Elvis Presley and the wonderful inspiration that he gave to young people with his music, and his generation. They brought a whole new concept of music that was embraced by the world. And here's a lovely song that you did a great job, Andreas. Fair play to you.
Thanks, Derek. Thank you. And from my sitting room like yourselves, sure, Jesus, anything is good these days. Thank you. This is for all the Cavan people. Come on, Calvin. It's coming.
Here we go. Okay.
So enjoy.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh, I've everything crossed.
TMI, TMI.
For Sunday week, I mean. Or Saturday week,
three,
Saturday week.
4, 2, 2, 3, 4.
She dressed in the dark. She whispered amen. She was pretty and pink, like a young girl again. 20 years married, and she never thought twice. She seeked out of door, plugged into the night, and silver winds carried her over the sea, from the west coast of Ireland to West Tennessee, to be with her sweetheart. She left everything, from Norway to Queensland, to be with the king. She was humming suspicion, that's the song she liked best. She had Belfast and London tattooed on her breast. When they landed in Memphis, her heart beat so fast. She dreamed for so long she'd see it last. She was down by his graveside day after day. Come closing time, they would pull her away, to be with her sweetheart. She'd left everything, from Norway to Graceland, to be with the king. They came in their thousands, from the whole human race, to pay their respects at his last resting place. But blindly she knelt there, and she told him her dreams. She thought that he answered, that's how it seems. Then they dragged her away, it was handcuffs this time. She said, my good man, are you out of your mind? Did you know that we're married? See him wearing his ring. From Norway to Queensland, to be with the king. I've come from Norway to Queensland, to be with the king.
Mighty.
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed
I
that.
am. It's a great song. You did a great job on it. And of course, you tell the folks
Well
that
done.
that we have the recorded, of course, on our CD on the One Road. You can get all our CDs, all our face masks. They're not all gone to China. There's a few of them here.
It probably came from China.
But Damaris, you have a few requests, have you?
Few requests, and actually, I'm going to do. And thanks for Jim. He joined us for that. In Bob Woods, if you see him online now, he joined us for that video. Great baron playing. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Jim.
For everybody that only got bits of Celtic Symphony, we'll give that because a lot of people requested it. So we'll.
Yes, and we do apologise for our technical problems. Beyond our control, it was Mr. Vodafone, one of them out there in the air. He's up there in the air somewhere. He made a mess of it. And but our technical people, Damaris and Milo. Milo's back. Did you get out of the computer?
Jesus, I thought you were going to say something else. Milo, you're on mute.
It was fire across the sea when the devil got a hold of me. He wouldn't set me free, so he kept me soul for ransom. Na 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 na. I'm a sailor man from Glasgow town. I've roamed the world and round and round. The dearest thing that I have found in all these days of wandering. Na 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 na. But I could see his evil eyes. Instead he took me by surprise. Take me to your paradise. I want to see the jungle. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lions sleep. For them those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall as the sun was going down. I see graffiti on the wall of the Celts, of the Celts. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic, magic. Graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall. And it says do up the ra, say do up the ra. Do up the ra, say do up the ra. Do up the ra, say do up the ra. Do up the ra, say do up the ra. Do up the ra, say do up the ra. Do up the ra, say do up the ra. And go. That we did see was noted for the week. We're waltzing with the natives. Na 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 na. From the Amazon to Borneo, from Africa to Tokyo, to the darkest jungle of the world. Nowhere could I lose them. Na 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 na. Around them circles every way. He turned to me and he did say, think you're leading me astray. I want your soul, me bio. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For bliss in paradise. Graffiti on the walls as the sun was going down. I see graffiti on the wall of the Celts, of the Celts. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic, magic. Graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall. And it says doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra. Doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra. Doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra. Doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra. Doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra. Doo-ha, up the ra, say doo-ha, up the ra.
Lovely.
Very good.
Oh.
Yes, well, it's very much improved anyway. Thanks, Milo. Maris, thanks a lot. You got it going there. Fair play to you. You must have put a penny in the machine.
Oh,
Oh, come here. Let me give you a good one. Here. This is
Penny.
a good one. Speaking of putting money in the machine, I had to go into a shop today in Cavan to pick up something. Say hello, this is Tyson. Hello, Tyson.
Oh, how are you, Tyson?
And I went to put money in the machine to pay for the parking. And my money wouldn't go in, so I kept pushing the button. The next minute, a flood of money came out.
Oh, wow, crushy.
I know, I must have got about €5 in coins.
It's a Cavanman's dream, that machine.
Absolutely. So I went and done the lotto, so I mightn't be talking to you next week from here. I could be talking from my mansion somewhere.
I heard it's gone. I heard it's gone, Andreas. Someone took it. I heard someone took it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh well, where are we? Well, yes, well, yeah, we're going to remember Maradona with this next piece of music, and
like a virgin.
And the wonderful thing about I think the sports people in Argentina, you got a wonderful. Everyone was so proud of him, and I think you know. Having lived through the success when Ireland got to the European Championship back in the 80s in Germany, and then to Rome and Italia 90, and then to America in 94, and witnessed the excitement and passion that was part of it, you can understand that for many people in Argentina, Maradona was like an icon of God. In terms of he came from very humble beginnings and brought so much joy to people with his talent, and of course his loss will never be replaced. It's like he was something special, and as people are given God-given talents like what he had. So if anyone wants to add anything extra there to Madonna, do so. But I mean, I just loved his talent, and I watched him perform the same as you do. Watch a great musician or actor or actress. It's always a joy to see. And when you get the talent with also people that take their game and take their profession seriously, then you have a real special person. So. Here's our tribute, a great song, a song that I felt we first performed in Glasgow back in 1982. And I remember Tommy saying to me that he didn't think we should play it, that some people might be offended. And I said, not at all. And about 10 minutes before the show started, all the 4,000 people that are gathered in the Apollo start chanting Argentina, Argentina. And of course, that was the answer. And we sung the song. So in memory of the great footballer and the great Irishman who meant so much to the liberty and freedom of Argentina, William Brown, here's the song that I wrote back in 1982, Admiral William Brown. Thanks, Damaris.
From the county Mayo town came a man of great renown. As a sailor and a soldier was none bolder. He He went to America at an early age, they say, as a cabin boy to sail the wide world over. Then the venture took him south to the De La Plata mouth. San Martin was under out in Argentina. And 3 whaling ships he bought, and Brazil and Spain he fought, and freedom then he sought for Argentina. He had heard of Irish hands in the noble gallant bands that helped to free the land called Argentina. He had heard with great acclaim the Patricio's name and fame when in 1806 the British came for slaughter. And to this very day in the Argentine they say the English ran away from Buenos Aires to the islands further down, and they took them for the crown, Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina. And the cruel English ways, with their thunder plunder we will teach the natives. For the Brits have gone to war, just like Whitelock did before, with their ships and guns and drums and flags and banners. In the Empire days of old, when they morbid for the gold and paraded it around the streets of London. Oh, no human rights were given to the natives dead or living. Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina. Now Admiral William Brown, you're a man of courage shown, and in battles fought the odds were all against you. But your Irish heart was strong, and in memory still lives on, and in Ireland there are some that don't forget you. On St. Patrick's Day it's told you had many victories bold. You defeated all invaders, thugs and bullies, and through the pampas roamed, and you found a happy home, Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina. We remember William Brown and the land of great renown, the invader of the islands from your country. When in 1833, whereby pirates forced to flee, and in Ireland sure we know the story fully. And the people that went to the Argentine when you to escape the English laws and wars and famine. They have proved a loyal crew, just like all the Irish do. Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina. In the Argentine he died, Father Fahy by his side. 57 was the year his country mourned him. He's a hero of the nation, and remembered with elation throughout the world where freedom still abounds. And the Southern Cross take note where young Willie Bulfin wrote, the Irish still support you, Argentina. With the empire tumbling down, let no paddies back the crown. Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina. With the empire tumbling down, let no paddies back the crown. Las Islas Malvinas, Argentina.
Great song, Derek. Great song.
Well done, Derek. Yeah, great song.
You know, did you know, Derek, that when the word came through the other day, reports went around Hollywood that it was Madonna that died. Hence, I was about to sing like a virgin there, you know. But I know it's amazing how word gets around incorrectly.
Yes.
You know.
Well, you know, there's no comparison between Madonna now and Maradona.
I just
at least,
felt you were stuck for words there for a second there.
No. I always say that like Maradona was human.
Oh, you're dead right there.
That's the truth.
Oh no!
Yes.
Well, anyway, they're suggesting that I'm the one that has the voice to sing like a virgin, but no, that ain't happening.
Well, now I said that to you the other week.
I've heard you sing worse things, Andreas.
Well, that's our tribute to the great sportsman
Maradona.
And God bless him, and I'm sure he's in heaven now, because he was a man, and he had his failings like so many of us. But when you're in the public eye, like he was, sometimes all the things that are the human character we don't all have the character of the Lord himself. So he was in the public eye, and everything that he did was always amplified. And but we remember him tonight with a great deal of, and thank him for the wonderful entertainment he gave to so many people through his talent on the field of play. Maradona. So,
oh my God, the comments coming through here. We need to move on very swiftly.
Yes. So, we're going to come along to Cormac once again. Cormac, your very famous song, "The Dying Rebel," and what a wonderful ballad. And Cormac, I know that you've been singing this song all your life, and I want to dedicate it to your mum and dad, who have been listening to your singing and playing over the years, and it's this is a great song of 1960, and like so many ballads, it's a simple song that took that the people of Ireland took to their hearts and sung. And I heard it sung when I was a kid. I heard it sung all over the Dublin. It was so popular. So it's over to you, Cormac. Want to say a few words?
Thanks. No, Derek. It's such a simple song, as you said, but a very significant song, you know. And it's I love singing it. And thanks, guys, for playing along on it. It's as you said, we'll dedicate it to my mum and dad that are always tuning in there. So here's one for you, mum and dad.
Night was dark and the fight was over. The moon shone down O'Connell Street. I stood alone where brave men perished. Those men have gone, they're gone to me. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. First I met was a grey-haired father, searching for his only son. I said, oh man, there's no use searching, for up to heaven your son is gone. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. Last I met wasn't I rebel, bending over I hear him say, God bless my home in their coursey. God bless the cause for which I'll die. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold.
Fantastic.
Cormac.
Well done, Cormac. Brilliant.
Well done, everybody. Well done, lovely.
Yeah,
I love
that-
doing that recording.
yes. Well, of course, I should tell our listeners and what people viewing our viewers out there that we've done a lot of these recordings, all in different places, and thanks indeed to technology, we were able to do that. Many of the videos when we started off last April at these shows, we'd none, so we had to improvise and to make our music. Because, as you probably know, we were a live performing band. We didn't have wasn't a platform that we used regularly for, indeed, for to showcase our music and our sounds. So it's all a new experience for us. But thanks to all of the boys here in Tamaris, they've really covered a lot of ground over the last 7 months. Thanks, guys. You did a great job. And we're moving on now to. Oh yes, we thought we would blast from the past. I talking to a few friends from Glasgow. They were a bit down after things are not going too well for Celtic in Europe and that. And I said, remember the days that we played in the Barrowlands, and they were there on that occasion to celebrate and to join and sing. Of course, this weekend we commemorate on the 23rd of November the Manchester Martyrs, the 3 young Irishmen who were brutally and publicly execution in a showcase execution by English authority back in Manchester in England. And the sad thing about it, that these young men, that showcase execution was horrific for 3 men that were innocent. And this next song was a ballad that was written to commemorate their courage and bravery and to remind the world of the injustice that they suffered. It's God Save Ireland. And for those people in Scotland that are watching, let me just remind you that when the Celtic football ground was opened back in 1882, it was 1892, sorry, it was God Save Ireland that was sung. It was before the Irish national anthem, Around the Veen, or the Soldier's Song. And this song had been written in America by a man called George Root, and new words were put to it by the man who sung it in Celtic Park, Timothy Daniel Sullivan. Now, T.D. Sullivan, when he sung this song, he was joined on the pitch by Michael Davitt, that great Irishman that fought so much to give respect to this country, traveled so much around the world. And this song says so much about the Irish diaspora of the 19th century. But I think the Maris was it Jim that took this with his telephone?
No, it wasn't. No. Jim was on stage with us.
Oh, yes, on stage.
I see a very young Jim on here and a very young Finton. So.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and a lot of excited Glaswegians.
Oh, very good, very good.
And Luke Ward as well. You see them on, and Niall. Rest in peace, Niall.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Here we go.
Hello, boys and girls. You're all welcome to the Barrowlands. There's no place that gets the excitement and passion in Irish song like the Barrowlands in Glasgow. When Celtic Park was opened, the first song that was ever sung on that pitch is this next ballad. We invite you all to join and sing with us tonight. God Save Ireland.
Jays, I look like some crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was goosebumps right there.
Yeah.
Awesome, well done. Yeah.
A lot of people are missing the live music, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, there is really nothing like to do with live music, even though like it's hard to capture the atmosphere, and you know, if you don't have the right technical equipment, you know. But you know, Scotland and the audience there are particularly responsive, and they just enjoy the music, enjoy the celebration of it, and the sentiments of the song, and it's just a very special place to play. So we thought we'd remind you just how exciting it can be. So over to you, Damaris.
Yes, next song.
Yeah. I think we're going to have, let me see what we got. Joe McDonald next. We had many requests for this song. And I just wanted to remind you out there that we're remembering the young man who was the fifth man to die in hunger strike back in 1981, Joe McDonald. He was one of the 10 men who died, but also remembering that there were over 23 men that died in hunger strike since Tom Ash died back in 1917. And this month of November, we actually remember two men who died back in 1923 on hunger strike. Andy O'Sullivan, who, by the way, was from County Cavan. Yeah, and he died on hunger strike back in, sorry, yeah, I think it was in 1923. And he was from quite near to Cavan town. I don't actually know the townland he was from.
What was his name? Andy Sullivan, was it?
Andy O'Sullivan, yeah.
Okay, I must check it out actually.
Yeah, and there was another man that died in at that time as well, and I just can't believe his name just escapes me. But I mean, there were two men that died in November on hunger strike, and sometimes they're forgotten because they died, which was a time during the Civil War, and they were on the Republican side, and many of the Republican prisoners went on hunger strike in jails and around the country. And those two men happened to be two that died. And I know that I often heard folks that knew of Andy O'Sullivan, and he was very well known in the community. And I dig out the name.
Joe Whitty, Derek. Joe Whitty was the other. There was three men? Joe Whitty and Dennis Barry as well. Would that be right?
Yeah, that's Joe Whitty. That's right. He died. Well, he died around that time. I don't know. I'm not sure if but the important thing to remember is that we're remembering all of the men who died on hunger strike. It was a giant step to take for any man to starve themselves to death, and of course to remember them we should, because of the sacrifice they made. So we're remembering Joe McDonnell in this beautiful song that we recorded back in the early 1980s, the Wolf Tones, and but here's Milo to sing it and give a great rendition of it with passion and with the sentiments that are in the song. Milo, over to you.
Thanks very much, Derek. Yeah, enjoy it, folks.
Away we go. Okay.
He was expecting a spiel there, Milo.
Oh, me name is Joe McDonnell. From Belfast town I came. That city I will never see again. For it's in the town of Belfast I spent many happy days. I love that town in oh so many ways. For it's there I spent my childhood and found for me a wife. I then set out to make for her a life. But all my young ambitions met with bitterness and hate. I soon found myself inside a prison gate. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done. You have plundered many nations, divided many lands. You have terrorized their people. You ruled with an iron hand, and you brought the strain of terror to my land. Through those many months internment in the Maidstone and the Maid, I thought about my land throughout those days. Why my country was divided, why I was now your glory and your fame be widely known. And Francis Hughes and Ray McCreesh, who died unselfishly, and Patsy O'Hara, and the next in line is me. And to those who lie behind me, may your courage be the same. And I pray to God my life was not in vain. But sad and bitter was the year of 1981, where everything I've lost and nothing's won.
Well done,
Great
everyone.
stuff, Milo. Yeah,
done.
well
Lovely,
done,
yeah,
everyone.
well done.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Lots of people
Milo.
love that. Lots of comments on that one, Milo.
Loads of that, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a long song. It's a hard song to sing, and you did it justice and the sentiments of it. And I just looked up the second man who died in November. It was Dennis Barry from Cork on hunger strike. He died in November 1923, along with Andy O'Sullivan and Cavan. Now, both of them that died, largely, you know, when I was going to school in Sing Street in Dublin, history stopped in 1920. We didn't get to learn anything else after that. So the men who died on hunger strike during the Civil War were largely forgotten. But it's sad that they are forgotten. But we remember them tonight because we should pay tribute to them all. It was a joint step for any man to believe that his death would change the conditions of their people, and it did. In many ways, they can feel at least the fact that today in Ireland it's a very different place. I know the ideals that they died for may not be fully fulfilled, and there's no closure with the problem with English presence in Ireland. But at the same time, it is a better country than it was when they died. So we remember them with pride. And I hand you back there to Damaris. Damaris, go ahead.
Yes, we have Wayne up next. Wayne sent us a little video during the week, and myself and Milo added to it, and it came out pretty well. So, and thanks a million, Wayne.
Absolutely.
You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon? I'm a scrap of a widow, I live in a place in Dublin, it's known as the Coombe. And me comfort in ease, sure no king could excel, and me palace it consists of one room. By Patrick Street corner for 35 years, I stood at me stall, it's no lie. While I stood there, sure there's no one would dare to say the black was the white of me eye. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. I sell apples and oranges and nuts and split peas, bullseyes and no sugar stick sweet. On a Saturday night I sell second-hand clothes from me stall on the floor of the street. Now I have a son, Mick, and he plays on the fife. He belongs to the Longford Street Band. It would do your heart good just to see him march out on a Sunday to Sandymount Strand. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, where would you see a fine widow like me? Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the comb, me boys. Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the comb. I sell fish on a Friday, lay out on a board. It's the finest you'll find in the sea. But the best is me herrings, fine Dublin Bay herrings. There's herrings for dinner and tea. In the park on Sunday I make a fine dash, as the neighbours look on in surprise, with me Aberdeen shawl throwing over me head. Oh, I dazzle the sights of their eyes. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, but where would you see a fine widow like me? Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the comb. Fresh fish, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the comb.
Yep, that was lovely. Well done, Wayne. Well done, all.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Stephen,
lovely,
and
lovely
Stephen
song.
as well. Is that right? Stephen was on that as well. Is that right, Damaris?
And the man that who's playing the Stephen, is it?
Stephen, yes, Stephen.
Yeah.
Thanks Stephen, as well. Lovely job, Wayne.
And of course, celebrating Dublin's great win in the Leinster Championship. I think, as many of you know, Dublin have won, I think, 10 Leinster Championships in a row, and that's an achievement in itself. And they're going to meet Cavan shortly. And I suppose everybody's hoping that Cavan will win in 31 of the counties.
Including you, Derek. Including you, Derek.
Yes, well, I just couldn't. I mean, I'd love to see Cavan win something, and they did win the Ulster Championship. But I think that Dublin team are an exceptionally talented team. I don't know. I'm watching football since the 1950s, and I can tell you that I've never seen a team as talented and as powerful in the field of play as that team. I think they're in an exceptional league of their own. So I wish Cavan the best, and as you probably know, we had a wonderful time when Dublin won the 5 in a row last, and the homecoming in Merrion Square when we played for the team and for all the mentors, and of course Jim Gavin, who was retired as the manager after winning 5 All-Irelands. Why wouldn't you? I mean, will never be achieved again, I don't think, by any man. But anyone else got anything to add about Cavan? Or we all wish Cavan would win, and maybe John Joe come back from the grave, would he?
Oh well, you know what? I was watching the game the other day, and you know what? I never seen Cavan play such great football. Of all the years I've been watching them, it was just a joy to watch. Apart from having a few heart attacks, like every other Cavan person.
Some of their scores were great.
Unbelievable.
Some of the scores they got, I think, were, you know, we were used to watching Cavan play in other Ulster Championship back in years ago, and then they'd be missing and wides and hitting the corner flag and everything else, you know. But they didn't waste anything at all, and nothing was wasted. You know?
No, I mean, from the start, they were the hungrier team. They wanted it big time.
Yes.
And I mean, they lost 2 guys twice. They lost 2 players in both first half and the second half through black cards. So there were 20 minutes playing with 14 men. You know,
They're going to have to be starving against Dublin. Starving, not hungry.
Sorry, Cormac. As Kamala Harris said to Mike Pence, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
Up the doves.
I'm speaking, Cormac. Oh God, we could talk about. I mean, talk about Cavan all night now.
Damaris, have you got 5 in a row there?
I do.
This is you to shut him up.
We gave Andreas a new name as well.
Oh right. I didn't hear that now.
No,
What
it's
was
there
that?
on the screen.
What? Where? Oh!
I love it. Yay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't hear that.
No, you didn't need to hear it. You don't. Yeah, just don't look closely to Derek. Don't look too closely, Derek.
Oh, I see it there up the door.
and a hoe. But football in glory, see never before, was how Jim Gavin's Dubs won 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. Now the kingdom they came and they tried long ago, but failed at the feet now of Shea Darby's toe. Thy kingdom come and thy will be done, for the Dubs show the way, boys, 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. There's Dermo and Dino and Kevin and Cole, and Dubs they have gone now where no others go. They captured El Sam, boys, 5 times in a row. Oh, the Dubs show the way, boys, 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. Then here's to the team of the century so, like stars in the skies now they all shine and glow. And here's to Jim Gavin, who beat every foe, saying, boys, keep your cool now, you reap what you sow. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Of Jacks and O'Malley and Fair City O, of times that were rare and were great long ago. Yes, the Dubs show the way, boys, 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. Now the kingdom they come and the kingdom they go, and may, oh God help us, were cursed long ago. But Jim Gavin has a sleeve full of tricks. In the year 2020 we'll be going for 6. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row. It couldn't be done now, they said long ago. Let the hills sing the songs, let them sing high and low. Oh, watch the Dubs go, boys, 5 in a row. 5 in a row, 5 in a row, 5 in a row. Fa-la-la-dee-dee. 5 in a row, 5 in a row, 5 in a row. For Ballia clear.
You.
Yep, how about that? Andreas, it's lovely to hear you singing that.
I know, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop.
No, best of luck, best of luck.
Oh, thanks, Cormac. It's very kind of you.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
I can't wait for next week.
Well, we'll be all shouting for and for everything
Laughing at some of the spellings,
Tipperary.
some of the comments, Derek. Some of the spellings. Somebody said they can't wait for next week.
Hold on, here's the bonus.
I'm not impressed, Derek, with your 5 in a row. Get ready for next Saturday. Hello, go on, Kevin.
See, that's the downside to doing the show out in somebody else's house.
Renting space.
The only shame about this that we don't have to go to. Wouldn't it be great if you're all going to Croke Park? You know, I could show you the way and show you how to get in. And
Rub it in, Derek.
and you know, wouldn't it be great? You know, that's you know, but the fact is that this is an unexpected treat, really, coming up to Christmas. You know. And
Cavan, meeting Cavan in the semi-final.
I thought you meant Mom coming on the show.
Yes.
That's a treat too. That's a treat as well.
That's a treat as well, yeah. The Christmas treat. By the way, viewers around the world, this is the famous Cathy Durkin, Manny of Andreas. You might think that Andreas is a bit like his mother. Not at all.
No, definitely not.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek, Cavan and Dublin next Saturday will be, you know that Cavan won their 40th Ulster title last Saturday, or last Sunday.
Oh yeah, they were the kingpins, I know. And
yeah.
40th.
How many does Dublin have? Would they have that many?
But many championships, God, I wouldn't, off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. I suppose about 20, 25, maybe 30, maybe Leinster championships. I'm not sure. But they wouldn't have as many Cavan. No, Cavan. Cavan it was always easy for them to win in Ulster, but it was when they came to meet other counties, they always seemed to, you know, they're a bit like Mayo. God help us, yeah. And but sure, you know, the wonderful thing is that this has brought the country together in terms of excitement and the passion that goes along with the winning a championship after so many years. I mean, when you look at Tipperary and you know, I was to do a Zoom last Tuesday with some Tipperary people. We're trying to get a statue up to Sean Tracy in Dublin, and it was cancelled because everybody wasn't feeling too good after the weekend. But, I'm only joking. Don't believe a word of it. Can you imagine the excitement of Tipperary? I mean, they haven't won anything for the last 70 years and Munster champion. And I mean, as I said to a friend of mine during the week, it's so unbelievable that the 4 same counties will represent the 4 same provinces that it's almost scary.
Isn't it? I mean, last Sunday when I was watching the match just beforehand, and I got the news, I think it was Andrew's text to me about the 4 counties that was in the semi-final, and I said, well, Dublin's there, Mayo's there, Tipperary's there. Actually, Cavan's going to win. There's no problem there, and they hadn't even got on the field to Donegal. So it was a great surprise, great victory, and we're very happy here anyway. So see what happens against Dublin. You know, we're looking. Pity they wouldn't change the venue, but we're looking to have it changed, and maybe in Fatima or Lourdes or something.
Yes. You know, I could think of a nice place, maybe maybe somewhere down in Coot Hill or somewhere. Yeah. There's a grand pitch down there.
But look, they're going to do their best, and we hope that it'll be a good game, and that's the most important thing. And go, Cavan!
Yes, fair play, and fair play indeed, Cathy, for coming on and saying hello. It's always a pleasure to see you. And we're going to move on to our next song. What have you got there, Damaris? Have you got anything special?
Bye-bye. Time to go.
Will you do a dance, Cathy?
Oh, Jesus.
A dance? Next week.
Yes.
We'll all be dancing if Gavin wins. Go on, sorry.
Hello to all the listeners.
Brilliant. We're going to finish up with the last song because the toy show has started, so it's time to go.
Oh, Jesus, that time. Bye.
So, City of New Orleans.
Yes.
And then we'll say goodbye to everybody.
Alrighty.
We dedicate this to all our friends in America.
of old and men, and the graveyards of rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train that calls the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing cards with old men in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Won't you pass the paper bag that holds the bottle? And feel the wheels now rumbling neath the floor. And the sons of pullmen porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. And the mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home and we'll be there by morning, through the Mississippi darkness rolling to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad, bad dream, and the steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his songs again, passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Hey.
Love that song.
Hey, what a version.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Great, great. Well done.
Yeah. And don't forget, folks, that the viewers, that song is on our new CD, the last man standing, along with another 18 songs, so ballads. So I want to hand you back to Damaris. I know you have some requests there, Damaris, before we go.
Muted.
You're muted, Damaris.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Luca Byrne from the wonderful Byrne Brothers. Thanks to Brendan Keenan for helping us put some of the videos together. And a big thanks to Suzanne for sharing. And of course, thanks for Kathy for popping on and saying hello. Hope she's keeping well. So thanks, everyone. And off to the toy show for whoever's into toys.
Yay! Imagine, I haven't seen it in years. like everyone else.
Was it you watched it last year in the van when we were going?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch it all though.
I think you went
You
back to
did.
bed early. You went back to bed early.
Wasn't the toy show I was watching.
different kind of toys.
Oh my God!
Can I tell our friends that?
No, don't tell them what I was watching.
No. Last year we were in this weekend. This weekend we played in Detroit last Saturday, and we played in Chicago on Sunday. On Monday we played in Chicago again. We played 2 gigs in Chicago, and then on Tuesday we went to Buffalo, New York, to the Irish Centre and had a wonderful concert there. Well, all those shows, we have rescheduled them for next year. So most of our shows that we've had during the November, back the Irish Village in Cape Cod, we're there next week, supposed to be there. Well, we were there in 2021. But I wanted to tell our folks, our viewers there, that hopefully all this will be behind us by then. And that last song, by the way, Good Morning America, is dedicated to all our friends in America that we sadly miss, and that we look forward to returning there and performing live music again. Yes.
Yay!
Yes. And speaking of live, myself and Milo will be alive tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
Time.
Yes.
Ah, lovely.
Alive all with the Maris and Milo.
Lovely.
Yes.
Oh, very quickly. Last week's donations that came in. Thanks very much, everybody, for donating to Hope House. So I just to mention that.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course, so we Father Henry, and they do great work. And for those of you living out in New York and that avail of their facilities they offer to people, they do so and depend on the donations from the public, and they do get a lot of support. So, but that's never enough. So always keep them in mind for a couple of extra dollars. Thanks very much indeed.
Yep.
Thanks very much. Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Enjoy the